It was a dark, stormy night. No, this time it was really a dark, stormy night, because it was Scotland. With the wind sooching through the windows and doors, lifting the slates, turning over the bins, and scattering the rubbish. You ken what I mean. At least it wasn't raining. And for that, I have to say, I was glad. As I hurried away for the big hut. It's no really a big hut, it's a posh name they gie to the Arcadia cinema. As if. It's nae even your basic. You're in out the rain with wooden benches for the first 10 rows and padded seats further back. But the name Big Hut kind of seems to suit it. The projector's off the iffy and all. Forever breaking down or losing the colour or stuttering and jerking. Sometimes the film even gangs backwards. That's when customers like myself join in, shooting and whistling and stamping our feet. Sometimes we get carried away. When that happens, the twa heavies with the torches open the fire door and they fling us out. This particular night, the projector excelled itself. Cowboys were galloping across a desert when the voiceover says, "As night falls." Well, it did try, but didn't quite manage. For the top half of the screen went dark, while the horses' legs kept skelping along in broad daylight. We loved it. And up went the shoots of shite. Minutes later, the heavies had us all outside and the door shut. Nothing else for it but to head home an hour early. Well, in spite of the storm, I was still smiling about they horses. I'd had a short night, but to be fair, a good gin. So I decided to treat myself, well, you ken, a bag of chips. Covered in salt and swimming in vinegar. You can't beat it. I hurried along to the chippy, got my wee bag and headed on home, except now the wind was worse than ever. It was howling a hoolie. It was hard enough even walking along the road, never mind trying to eat your chips out of that wee flapping paper bag. I bide at the far end of the village, you see, beside an old wood. It's a grand place for us bairns to play, but somehow, you ken, at night, well, it doesn't kind of seem quite so friendly. I just reached the start of the trees, and dark as it was, I thought about duking about and hinting the old oak for shelter, gang in there. There I could eat my chips. Seemed like a good idea. So in I went. The big solid trunk kept me out the howling wind. Now I could lean back safe and snug to munch a war afore soaking up all that vinegar. Pleased with myself, yince I had scoffed all my chips. I screwed up the wee brown paper bag and I stepped out to gang towards the road. But I didn't make it. The wind, the howling wind, lifted me clean off my feet and carried me along as if I was a feather fleeing in the sky. Next thing I ken, I'm whirling round and round and round back among the trees to drop down on a thick carpet of leaves. Well, nay, that's not actually accurate. No so much on as through them, right through the land among twisted roots and stains and stinking minging mud. As I lay there for a minute, gasping afore trying to sit up, I thought to myself, where am I? It took 3 goes before I managed to sit up, and then I realised I was in a hole and I was peering out. To say I got a shock is an understatement, for there through the ferns I could see white, hairy legs. Attached to the white, hairy legs were big feet. And attached to the big feet, long tails. I mean, really long tails. With pointed nails like claws. That was bad enough. But they were winching my way, doing some kind of grotesque dance. I shut my een. I wondered, maybe I've just done it in my head, and I was just imagining these things. But no, when I dared look again, there they were. Large as life, getting closer and twice as ugly. I couried down, but couldn't stop looking. That's when it got worse. Now the legs had bodies. Scrawny, bare, naked, white things. Twisted and wrinkly, with long arms weaving about, clutching half-moon swords that flashed back and forth and lit up the night. As I watched, faces appeared aboon the bodies, glowing and kinda see-through. Their mouths were wide open, slavering, some kind of minging foam, while bloody tongues flicked in and out. Through sharp fangs. And the een, I forgot to tell you about the een. The een were ghastly green, sick green, swirling like taps, and the eels, the een jumped out of their skulls and dropped back in. Now I have to say that that's funny in a cartoon. But out there in the dark, with me down there in that hole, it wasn't funny. Next, there's more, was the noise. The racket we'd made in the big hut didn't come close. Screams like I couldn't imagine, and the sound of some drum banging and banging, o'er and o'er, and all the time that wind howling and howling as if it was joining in. Round and round went the creatures, because they had to be creatures. Yon things weren't human, no even on a Saturday night. They weren't human. They seemed demented, whirling and dancing and all that time coming closer and closer to me. Now, had nowhere to run. I was in the hole. I couldn't do anything. I was frozen with fright. I just flattened down in the minging muck and I hoped for the best. Although it looked as if them swords and me would soon be meeting up. I know on the best of terms for myself. Another minute, and the ghastly creatures were on the edge of the hole, and they seemed to ken that I was there. The noise stopped. Just the wind hooling in the background, while the circle of green e'en peered down at me. Then all the heads looked at each other and nodded, as if agreeing about something. I guessed what that meant, and I was right, 'cause each sword swung for it to point right at me. I was a dead man lying down. Then I thought about it. Then I remembered. Then the spark came to me. I didn't ken why I suddenly minded about that film I'd seen in the big hut nae so long ago. It was supposed to be a horror about some kind of evil spirit, but most of us had just laughed all the way through it. It was so bad. One thing I did remember about it was that the victim flung salt at the horrible creature in the movie and shouted for the help of Archangel Michael to protect him. Aye, salt. Thank God I'd bought the chips. For I had still 3 wee salt bags in my pocket. I tore them out as quick as I could, and I flung the drops of crystals at the staring, minging eyes, the een and pointing swords. And at the same time I yells out, "Come on, Michael, do your stuff!" There was a blinding flash. Then flames roared round and round the edge of the hill. I could hardly see what was going on. And I hint them all, them minging creatures, I could still see, but they now weren't so frichtsome anymore. More like feared themselves. As the flames grew even bigger, leaping this way and in that, swirling out among the creatures, ane after another, gied an awful scream, and then vanished into the blinding heat. After that, the flames licked about for a few minutes and just faded away. I heard myself whisper, "Thanks, Michael. Go on yourself." Atween him and my wee bags of salt, I was safe, and I was gey grateful.